Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook if you don't do that already, so you can keep up with what's going on at any time. And you'll also know when Jodi goes Facebook Live, which you do. Yeah,
it'll be this week.
Is it?
Funny that you dropped that in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's time again. Okay, today, as you heard in the show on 3 Things to Know Today, and you probably have seen in your feed, your social media feeds, today is National Dog Day. And I want
to... Because every day is a national day, I have trouble keeping up now.
Of course. So, some of them are not worth mentioning. Some are.
You mean National Cat Day, huh? You don't want to mention that?
I like cats. You know that. We would have cats, except our youngest Phoebe's allergic.
Oh, would
Murphy's so grateful.
Oh, would we?
Okay, I like cats. They're good to have around.
I mean, they're okay. You know,
I know.
When you had them, I loved them, and you know
you
that.
Didn't.
They're just
you hated them.
No.
We almost broke up over one of my cats. You know that's true.
I didn't hate them.
My cat.
Black and white.
Black and white. I didn't name him, by the way. That was an ex who named him. And it just stuck, because guess what? He was black and white.
Just like Mama Cat was.
A mama cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murphy was so mad at Black and White one night that he was so mad, and he was calling him names and chasing him around. And remember that? You were so mad at him. I was like, I don't think I want to be around this mad, angry at my cat person.
Well, I never had cats prior to that.
Yeah, and they don't do what you want.
No, I didn't.
That's
So
true.
it was a matter of me. He had me fooled, you know, because he was really in charge. Once I adapted to that, I was fine. No, you're correct. I would prefer dogs to cats.
I know, and that's okay.
But that's just me. I don't like litter boxes. They're nasty. The smell. I mean, do you want me to make a list?
True.
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
want you to make a list. We don't have cats because of Phoebe. And because of you. Because I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't force that on you.
I know you wouldn't.
Can you imagine me being with someone who's allergic to dogs? Man,
No.
my life would be different. I wouldn't have dogs. We wouldn't be doing this podcast right now.
Just invest in a lot of Claritin.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, it's National Dog Day. And you'll see it in your feed all day. And I just wanted to talk about it because there's a story. I don't know if you even know this, Murphy.
Right.
One of my first experiences with a dog really being important to you. You know, if you are a dog person, you'll have 10 dogs in your lifetime, but some of them sort of rise to the top. You know, some of them are the best, and some of them are your favorites. Like Champ is my favorite dog I've ever owned. Well, when I was in 4th grade, I had a really difficult year at school. Horrible experiences. I was sad all the time.
That's a tough time anyway, you know. I mean,
well, I just was having I think my friend group was completely fractured, and I just was lonely. I was having a lonely time, and there was not what's funny?
Get her a dog.
No, that's not the story.
Oh.
I wish that was the story. Also, during this time, my dad bought a hunting dog.
Oh.
Her name was Susie.
Oh.
And there was also a lot of turmoil at the house about Susie because she was expensive. And my dad bought her without talking to my mother. And
she was an expensive purchase, not to like health or any of that kind of stuff.
no. He bought her because she was the best. Was it rabbits or squirrels or something like that?
Was she a lab? Was she a lab? What kind of dog?
I don't know. When I was a little girl, I wasn't identifying breeds. She was her fur was black. She was greasy. She smelled bad.
Greasy.
Yeah, she was sort of, you touch a dog, you pet a dog. Some of them are perfect, like Champ.
Why was it greasy?
I don't know why. She was naturally oily. Some people have naturally oily skin.
Yeah.
Some people have naturally dry skin. She was sort of oily.
Greasy dog.
Yeah. But I know exactly how much he paid for her in the 80s. Because she became the $400 hunting dog. We heard that repeatedly.
So your mom didn't use the name Susie a lot.
No,
I need to break out an inflation calculator to see what that actually is today.
Guess what? That was his hobby.
Yeah.
He loved to hunt.
Sure.
He was also the breadwinner. So, me, I was always a daddy's girl. I was kind of like on dad's side here, but not really. I shut up. I closed my door and I would just not even listen, but you couldn't help but hear some of these discussions about Susie, the $400 hunting dog.
But I never really heard much about Susie. You and I have been married for 25 years.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You don't know this story.
And so did Susie not hang around very long? What happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, she didn't live forever.
Well, no, I mean, but did y'all keep her for her entire life?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Or did she just disappear one day?
No.
Oh.
Listen, my dad kept her for many seasons, hunting seasons, because she was fantastic. That's all I ever heard. You know, he loved her, but you understand, we lived in the country. It's not like it is now with our dogs who have beds inside and they get treats at night. Susie stayed on the carport.
Oh.
Even considering what she cost, she stayed on the carport.
Maybe that's why she was greasy.
Yeah. Rolling in that oil spot.
Anyway, listen. Take it back to 4th grade. I was having a rough time in my life, and I was a little girl in the country. So what did I gravitate to? Animals. I loved animals. I always did. And I knew she was out there. And I remember having the conversation with my dad. Daddy, please, let's bring her in. Or can I put a blanket out? He said, you can do what you want, but she needs to stay there. So I would bring blankets out to her and whatnot and pet her, even though she was stinky and greasy. And I would sit out there with her. And she mattered to me. Mm-hmm. She sort of became my friend at a difficult time. Things improved for me at 5th grade. Mm-hmm. And I didn't leave her in the dust. I'm not saying that, but I just remember her that was the first time that I recall a dog sort of being the best friend, as they say, man's best friend. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I recall. And I know it's a sad story. I know it's sad.
You can't remember when your best friend left, do you?
I don't remember exactly. She didn't meet some awful end. I mean, she may have just passed away and my dad buried her in the yard, as we did in the country. I don't remember her end. I just remember her friendship.
You were in your teen years probably by the time she passed, so you were off doing other things.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Party!
Right. And I'm sure, Susie, thank you.
We have a dog?
Right.
Yeah, we all have that first experience with a dog being a friend, being more than you thought it could be.
I think that's sweet. That's why, dogs really, they are companions. It's the reason that you see them as support animals, too.
Emotional support animals.
It's the reason that you see it recommended that, I guess like at assisted living centers or whatever, and they'll have a pet day and that kind of thing where the elderly can
bring
hold
a lot
dogs
of happiness. Brings a lot of happiness.
Right.
And so, yes. Do we currently have my favorite dog of my life, Champ? Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't imagine, and we've always said this, and I always will. It's not okay to have a favorite child. It is okay to have a favorite pet, and Champ is my favorite pet ever. But I will, one day when he's no longer here, I will rescue again. I will always have dogs.
Yeah.
And that all started with Susie for me.
Sam, just so you know, I don't know if you know this. So our daughters, Taylor and Phoebe, actually ranked our dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so
we've had a lot too.
Yeah. And Champ actually is number 1, for them too. And
good thing.
Now, the ratings were based on a number of different things, behavior, loyalty, ease of, all of those kind of things. Mm-hmm. It was a point system.
Wow.
But number 2 is actually, to me, close to my favorite dog, too. It's like a tie, was Ashley, our second boxer, because she was a soul mama. She's very soulful. She never had her own litter.
But she was a mama dog.
Totally was a mama dog, yeah. And I miss her. She lived to be almost 14 years old, which is insane in boxer years. Yeah. Boxers don't live.
The vet even told us that. He's like, I've never seen an older boxer.
Yeah.
Like,
but she,
okay, yes, I know.
She had a good life. Yeah. Chevy was in the top 5. He was our first, but he licked a little too much.
He also ate soap and then would throw it up.
Yeah, so we had some complications there. A few points taken off for that.
Yeah, points taken
off.
You
don't blame him for that.
Anyway, National Dog Day. It's a good day to be good to a dog.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.